Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Counterside. And seems like there's a little bit of change in the plan for the upcoming next recruitment summon banner. It was supposed to be for the old administration units like let's say Bureau Inspector, Bureau Shieldman and the Bureau Rifle Band. But instead of that one, we are actually going to receive SSR Fallen Hawk Rosaria, SSR Awakened type Siegfried Hilde banner. And we are going to be able to get a free SSR Awakened unit known as the Six Wings Jisoo thanks to the bingo event. And they all are going to come on June 10th. And today is June 6th, right? So 4 days left to go. And now the main question stands: should we be really summoning them or not? I mean, like, are they really worth summoning? And should we be really, preparing very hard for them? Well, let's get this started. First, we are going to review starting the SSR Fallen Hawk Rosaria Le Friday. All right. So right up here it says Rosalia Frederick. SSR unit. She's a ranger type. She's a counter roll type, and then after that one, finally she has the deployment cost of 4 cost, which I would say is pretty a little bit expensive. But anyways, let's see what she can do. Also known as chair waifu or chair sama. Yes, she's sitting on the flying chair, and that's why she's a air unit. Okay, she's an air unit that gets stronger every time an enemy is killed. That's great. And guess what, guys? And the bonus isn't lost when she dies, meaning like whenever she gets redeployed, she is actually gonna be with that buff. Okay, that was like the buff is pretty much permanent. Her damage is focused more towards doing crazy AoE damage, but she's also really squishy if the enemy team has strong anti-air units like Korean. She will easily get killed. Okay, so wow, seems like we are actually gonna need Korean Wong. Right? Yeah, Korean Wong. Anyways, now that said, let's look into her skill sets, like how good it is. Basic attack, a basic attack that has increased range against the other flying units, can be really great help against the flying units, because like if you can actually maintain the distance, that's going to be a really great help, because she's squishy. All right, as long as she is actually going to just hide behind those defensive wall of your defenders, she's going to be good. Next is going to be the Master of Thorns. That's a passive skill, second skill. Every time an enemy dies, her attack is permanently increased by 1.5% up to a total of 15%. That is great, and that 15% is pretty much permanent, meaning like whenever she's gonna get redeployed, it's still gonna be with her. At skill level 5, she's immune to all damage for 5 seconds after being deployed. 20% increase in HP. This 5 seconds of damage immunity is just too superb. I mean, like right now in the gauntlet matches, the main problem is that like whenever the opponent is actually kind of approaching your ship and they are like pretty much pressuring you with their sheer numbers, usually whenever you are going to pop a new unit, they usually just gonna die. Meaning like it's pretty much a game over, right? But guess what, guys? Now something is actually going to change thanks to Rosalia Frederick. For the 5 seconds, she's not actually going to take any damage at all. And within that time, she can actually dish out some of the heavy AoE damage. Yes, her damage is focused more towards doing crazy AoE damage. And guess what? She actually is capable of that. Our third skill, known as the Light of Ruin. And that's a special skill. And it has a 20 seconds cooldown. Alright? So what happens like, fires an AoE attack in front of herself. At skill level 5, the cooldown of the skill is refreshed when she gets redeployed. Like what? Guess what? She dies in the battlefield. She comes up. You redeploy her yet again in the battlefield, and she's gonna have total skill cooldown on her special skill. I mean, like she's gonna deal that AoE damage 100% rate whenever she gets deployed with that 5 seconds immunity. You have this chance to turn the table around. Think about it. I mean, like, she could be even better than Elizabeth. In a way, I mean, like, for now, the best ETB, like, enter the battlefield effect is of Elizabeth, right? But now we have got this another unit who actually boasts to have immunity as well. And every time she gets popped up, she's actually going to be using her special skill. That is advanced. That's pretty great. And her AoE damage really hurts a lot as well. So, wow. I mean, like, wow, that's great. And finally, it's going to be her ultimate, alright? That's a 55 seconds cooldown. The Blade of Condemnation. Summons her sword and releases a wave of destruction. At skill level 5, the cooldown of the skill is lowered by 15 seconds. 15 seconds cooldown, that's huge. Alright, and when she gets redeployed, meaning like there is a chance that not only that she's gonna follow up right away with her Light of Ruin, she might actually be coming up with her Blade of Condemnation right off the bat when she actually goes in the battlefield with that 5 seconds of breathing space. Maybe she might actually just be able to get up with that, like this ultimate skill of hers. This is great, man. This is great. She has this amazing potential of turning the tides around. It may have been working against your favor, and suddenly, thanks to her deployment, you might actually get that amazing advantage right off the bat. Guess what, guys? Her attack boost is a permanent as well, meaning like even if she's gonna get redeployed, she's still gonna have that 15% of improved attack damage. That is great. That is great. Okay, so now let's look into her future proofness out here. It's a 9 over 10. That means like she's pretty good to go. Okay, if you are going to totally invest on her, it's actually a really safe bet. Because she's not actually going to fall off the meta really that fast. She's considered top tier in core inversion in the PvE contests. You know, those operations and possibly raids as well. But still good in the PvP as well, okay? So she's mainly for the PvE contests. She's definitely going to shine over there. And guess what? In counter side, we have got tons of PvE contests. We don't have to keep on complaining like, hey, we like this and we like that, okay? There are just a lot of them. So she's definitely going to be a really great character out there. Potential impact on the SEA meta, that's going to be 9 over 10, okay? So as soon as she comes out, she's going to be a 9 over 10 unit. She will be very annoying to deal with in PvP contests, but it's PvE where she will shine. So that's the thing. But I would say, in my opinion, I will give her 10 over 10. Think about it. Number one, she's an air unit, okay? She's an air unit. And people like who actually really love to use those amazing units like, let's say, Shaolin, they're usually ground type units. And whenever you have the air unit, you usually do have that advantage against your opponents right away. I mean, like, if you actually can take care of those opponents that can actually, like, target all the targets like Carl Wong, thing is that, like, she's gonna be totally safe. And guess what? She also keeps on providing a fire barrage of insane AoE damage. So she's actually a really great unit, okay? And she can totally be a meta for now. Maybe in the later future, that might be a different thing. But for now, I think she has a really great potential. So is she really worth pulling? Yes. Totally yes, okay? Now, that's it. Now, let's move on to the next unit, and that's going to be Jisoo, okay? So, she's an awakened SSR unit, and she's a supporter type. Okay, supporter type, meaning like she has to compete with supporter type units like Evelyn Keller, and we have got Nanahara Chinatsu, and we have got finally that Young Harim, okay? Especially Young Harim. She's a counter type unit, and man, her cost is really expensive. That's a 5 cost, okay? An awakened unit that should be really a normal SSR, okay? Because guess what? Because compared to the other awakened SSR units, she's not that strong. She has higher base stats, of course, and her skills are good, but she's held back by her high cost, okay? Her skills really awesome, but thing is that, like, her cost is really big, okay? And that's it. There are simply better alternatives to use your 5 resources. So that's it and done. She's pretty much in the same category as of Esterosa, believe it or not. Alright, so that's it. Now let's move into the skill set out here. Basic attack, just a basic attack that hits 2 targets, okay? So that's pretty good. And next is gonna be the Witch of Beijing. That's the passive skill. Surrounds the battlefield in the need of spells. All enemy units have healing reduced by 75%, and rangers, strikers, and snipers, those are the main DPS dealers in the game, have their attack speed lowered by 15%. That is good. That's really good. I mean, like, we have this Gayun who actually boosts the attack speed of the allies by, like, a vast amount, and thanks to that, Gayun is really effective in the battlefield. And now we have got this unit who can actually reduce the attack speed of the opponents by a total of 25% instead if you are going to upgrade your skill to max, alright? And that said, she's also going to have that 20% increased HP as well. So that is pretty great, alright? If you are actually going to reduce the attack speed of the rangers, strikers, and snipers by up to 25%, that is huge in my opinion. Next is going to be the Inu Jansal, okay? And it is a special skill and it has a 24 seconds of cooldown. Slashes with her sword and decreases the attack of those hit by 20% for 10 seconds. That is great. That is great. Meaning, like, it will be harder for the opponents to actually net out even more DPS output because, like, they will have this reduction in attack by 20 seconds, and like 20% for a total of 10 seconds. That's great. At skill level 5, the cooldown of the skill is decreased by 4 seconds, meaning, like, every 20 seconds you will be able to decrease the attack of the opponents by 20% for a total of 10 seconds, which is kind of really good. I mean, like, your tanks will be able to tank for even longer. They will, like, improve sustainability, alright, because they are going to receive less damage from the opponents. Now that said, a final ultimate skill, which has a 46-second of cooldown, Golden Sword Curse. It says dashes forward and inflicts the AoE damage. So well, as she's a supporter unit, we cannot actually really check out her damage output out there. All buffs except permanent buffs are removed. Okay, so any kind of permanent buff, they will not be affected, but any kind of other temporary buff, they are going to be removed right away. And that can be quite helpful in the heated battle of the gauntlet matches. Okay, just think about it. If you just kind of strip away the buffs, it's just too good. And remove from those who were hit, and prevents them from recovering any buffs for a total of 45 seconds if you are going to max skill upgrade. 45 seconds of no buff at all. That is great. That is really great. If the cursed target dies, her defense is increased by up to 10%, like by 10% up to 50%. And guess what? And thanks to this thing out here, the defense buff she received is permanent. I mean, like, she doesn't lose it when she dies. At skill level 5. So, honestly, I think she's pretty great. Her skills are really good. It's not just good. It's really good. It's just that like her cost is really high, okay? And well, we have got kind of a little bit of limitations when we are actually trying to use the supporters. I mean, like, she cannot heal the fasting, okay? And next thing is that like we already have really good 2 supporters, and usually in the team you are only supposed to use only 1 supporter, and we already have got the perfect supporter right now. Then that's gonna be Young Harem, because she is just equipped with so many other stuffs out there, and the best thing that she provides in the battlefield is definitely going to be the 30% skill haste and the healing. So yeah, with that said, I think Young Harem has still a little bit more this advantage compared to the Jisoo out here, and she's an awakened unit, and that's okay. And like, it's really up to you. You can actually just mix it out. If you can actually like just compensate for her, like this high deployment cost, she might actually work out really fine, just like Esther Rosa. Okay, just think about it. Future proofness 4/10. She's considered the weakest of all awakened units along the Replacer King. Due to her high cost, she is really worth using outside the specific niche PvE stages. So people really don't like using her in the PvP battles or gauntlet battles. That's what they are trying to say. Or to counter a heavy healer team. Okay, so yeah, that's that. Okay, so if you have Evelyn Keller running rampant in any kind of like stuff like that, if there's someone who's really trying to heal the team up and something like that, then well, she's going to be out there to provide that 45 seconds of unhealable. She's going to make sure that the opponents are not going to get healed. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing out there. Where is that? Yeah, this one. All the enemy units have the healing reduced by 75%. Okay, so yeah, that's all there's to it. Anyways, the next one is going to be this one. Potential impact on the SCA meta, that's going to be 7/10. She will be the strong frontliner that debuffs the enemies, but due to her high cost, there are better alternatives. Is she worth getting and pulling? Not really, but hey, we are getting her for free, right? So well, she's worth getting from the event, definitely, but it's not worth wasting your black tickets on her. So that's the thing, because black tickets are very hard to get in the game, and you are not supposed to spend on her. Alright, first of all, we are already getting her for free, so no problem with that one. Just be active with the bingo event, first thing. And the second thing is that like there are way better awakened units where you actually want to spend your black tickets, or let's say the classified employment contracts. Now that's it. Now let's move on to the next unit, and that's gonna be the type Siegfried banner. Okay, now this girl just looks so damn amazing. She does not even have her skirt. And she just looks so cool, man. She's thick. Just think about it. She's thick, man. Okay, so Siegfried Hilde. Awakened SSR unit, and then like she's a defender type, okay, and she's a counter, and she has a 6 cost. Wow, that's very expensive. But hey, let's look into her skill sets. Is it really worth it to actually get her in the battlefield? First awakened unit that truly deserves the name. She is really hard to kill, and without awakened dealers, it will be hard to take her down. That's how tanky she is. Now that said, let's look into her skills out here. Basic attack, just a basic attack that hits 2 targets, so 2 valid hits right over there. That's great. Fafnir's Descendant, and that's a passive skill. Knockbacks all the targets within 8 meters radius when she is deployed. Like what? That is great. Like, whenever you are in pressure, and whenever your opponents are pressuring you right away with a lot of their sheer numbers, and whenever you are going to deploy one of your unit right away in the battlefield, it's pretty much a suicide. Okay? I mean, like, they are just gonna kill your unit right away. But now we have got Siegfried Hilde, who is actually going to just knock back all the targets right away when she gets deployed, so she has this chance to actually start preparing so that she can actually, like, tank a lot of damage out there. That's great. when she's deployed, and also reduces the cooldown of her special attack by a total of 5 seconds, provided that you have max skill upgraded. That is good. And then she changes the closest target, maximum 3 meters, and taunt him. Okay, so there we go. There's already a good taunt. Right, and there's already great knockback with 8 meter radius. That is so awesome. I like that. And she is actually going to have that cooldown reduction on her special attack by a total of 5 seconds. Right, and all allies gain an indispellable shield equal to 8% of their max HP. Wow, amazing, man. She is a really good buffer. Okay, I mean, like, she actually is providing this undispellable shield to everyone out there. 8% of their max HP. That is great. Any kind of unit that is going to provide you this really good boost to all the alloys, it's really great. Unlike Esterosa, who is pretty selfish and she is only good at buffing herself up, right? But we have got this Hilde, the Siegfried Hilde, who is actually really good at buffing up the other units out there as well. Anyways, now that said, range raise special 28 seconds. That's going to be her special skill. Jumps back and slams into the ground in front of her, dealing AoE damage. Cost a shield on herself. That's equal to 25% of her max HP. That's great. 25% of her max HP. So more the HP you are going to provide to her, the better her shield is going to be. While the shield is active, she is immune to CC effects. Now that is great. What an amazing shield. She's immune to CC, like stun, hit stun, and possibly knockback as well. And that actually makes her super duper insane. The opponent will not have any kind of like this extra advantage against her. For example, if you're going to deal against Esterosa, Esterosa can be stunned. See, the CC effects can easily counter the Esterosa. But now we have Siegfried Hilde, who just like is immune to CC. Like, what? Yeah, that's pretty much it. And guess what? It doesn't end there. At the skill level 5, the shield also reduces the damage she takes from the counter units by 100%. Oh my god. 100% damage reduction from the counters. It's pretty much like damage immunity from the counter units. Which is like, think about it. Like, wow. Wow. I mean, like, you can use her with the soldier meta teams as well out there later on with the Kang, you know, like the Bureau Inspector, the Bureau Shieldman, and the Bureau Rifleman. Just think about it, man. The entire counter team. Wow, 100% damage reduction from the counter units. As long as that shield, meaning like, if she's going to face against those counters, the counters are pretty much helpless against her. You have to use those soldier type units or mech type units in order to counter her. And that is also the reason why the soldier units, the soldiers, the old administrators, they are actually going to be rising to meta real soon. Think about it, because the counters are getting countered real bad. Man, that's insane. Buster Overdrive Ultimate, that adds for 48 seconds, dashes forward and collides with the first target, okay? It inflicts the AoE damage and reduces the damage she takes by 20% for 12 seconds. That's great. She already has HP barrier. She's going to knock back the opponents, and on top of that, once she has this damage reduction by 20% for a total of 12 seconds, my god, bring it on. At skill level 5, the cooldown of her special skills decreased by 10 seconds. Look at that, man. That's man, that's great. That's great. All right. So our special skill is gonna be her bread and butter. She's OP, man. She's OP. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Or like we were just boasting about Liyumi, and then like now we are actually gonna get Siegfried Hilde right away. Just after a week. My god. Future proofness 8 over 10. On Korean, currently she is out of the PvP meta, mainly because it's better to use an awakened damage dealer rather of the tank. Okay, so she's actually gonna have better version out there. Okay. In PvE, she is used wherever it's possible. Okay. And anyways, potential impact on SEA meta, that's 10 over 10. If you think Yumi is the brick wall, well, guess what? Awakened Hilde will be like the Chinese wall compared to her. The Great Wall of China. 10 over 10, guys. 10 over 10. Totally. A perfect unit, alright? Is she worth pulling? Yes. For at least a few months till other awakened characters are released, she will dominate the PvP and PvE both contents. Alright, that's the thing. She is also one of the 3 FTP friendly units, awakened units that work in every game mode. So that is great. That's great. With all of those kind of things, come on, definitely you are actually gonna have a lot of advantages out there. Think about it. You have this Siegfried Hilde, and you have got this Rosalia Frederick working together. There's a really great chance for you guys to actually turn the table around right away. Think about it. Think about it, man. It's too good. I mean, like, and also on the top of that one, Siegfried Hilde can actually really provide that amazing defensive barrier, the Great Wall of China, right away, in order to provide a great, like this defense, or let's say this protection for our Rosalia Frederick, and they both can actually be a really great team together. And even if you are getting really pressured on by the opponents, in the meantime, you can just actually counter them back real hard, because, hey guys, guess what? Our Siegfried Hilde is really good at countering the counter units, taking no damage at all from the counter units when she has 25% of that, that HP barrier effect on her. And that actually makes her really scary. So that said, guys, hey, you are supposed to summon for the Rosalia, this Fallen Hawk. You are supposed to summon for the SSR Awaken, and that's going to require you those classified employment contracts that you can get from the PvP Gauntlet points shop, alright? And you can actually purchase, I guess, pretty soon for the Quartz. And that said, we will be able to get this new unit, Jisoo, from the bingo event. And that's it. And what do you guys think about the insights out here? What do you guys... I'm like, are you guys hyped? Because I think there are so many players who are pretty much hyped, because they were really waiting for this Siegfried Hilde and the Fallen Hawk Rosaria. And I would say the best waifu right now is gonna be definitely the Siegfried Hilde. Come on, she is thick. And she does not even have that Scots on. Oh my god, she's just... I don't know, like, can we see her ass someday? Okay, that could be the case, right? Anyways, that's it, and that is it for today. What do you guys think about this insight? Let me know. If you have extra feedbacks, extra opinions, extra criticisms, let me know in the comment section below as well, and let's have a really good discussion out there. Please, no toxic comments out there, alright? Let's have some proper discussion instead of just saying, hey, that's really wrong. And that said, see you guys in the next video, and ta-ta.